Welcome to the What's Your Weird Story podcast.
Everyone has at least one good story.
And some of us have stories that are just to the left of normal.
We're interested in the ones that push the boundaries of what we can perceive.
Stories that defy explanations.
Stories with an air of mystery.
Stories we might not share
for fear of being thought of differently.
But don't worry, we're all friends here. So, what's your weird story?
Hello, Weirdsville. Hope everyone is doing fine. It's Jeff here with you today, the resident Bigfoot expert and voice of the listener, and I'm here with your two full-time hosts, Adam Beebe and Barry Johnston. How's it going, guys?
Hey, buddy.
Doing well, Hub. How are you, man?
Man, I'm good. It's good to be back on today. It sounds like we've got some very interesting listener write-ins and some videos to go along with these stories today. I'm very excited.
Yeah, we do. It's a nice collection that we've accumulated here recently, and we'll have some stuff to like Jeff said, we've got some video and photos to be shared and viewed while you're listening to this episode. We'll talk some more about what we're seeing as you hear as going along. But before we get into that much. Again, thank you for joining, Jeff. Always a pleasure to have you here. Did you know that just 3 days from when this episode arrives in your ear holes is our host, our very own Mr. Barry Johnston's birthday, November 13.
Yeah, the big 4-5, man.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my Lord. Just doesn't stop, does it? Just doesn't stop.
It doesn't, man.
I gotta say, I think this year has been like, I feel my age a bit more than I think I ever have this year for whatever reason. But it's like just trying to stay healthy and do the things that are most important, especially in this crazy ass year that we've had.
Yeah,
it's just been wild, man. So yeah, man, weird that. It's 45 and happy to be alive and happy to share this time with you guys and the listeners and enjoy the things in our lives that we enjoy doing the most, which is connecting with people and connecting with ourselves. And that's the whole reason why we do this, is really just to keep in touch with each other and it's fun, man. It's enjoyable. Yeah. So. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the happy birthday wishes.
Happy birthday, Barry.
Happy birthday. 45 is
45.
One of my favorite record speeds.
Yeah. It's wild, when you're a kid and you think, 45 is so old, and then you get there and you're like, God damn, man, 45 doesn't feel like I'm old. It feels like I'm 16,
Right, man. I could never picture myself being this age. And I did figure that I'd feel differently when I got here, that, maybe I'd have some big, larger picture. I could see things and I'd just know things. Mm-hmm. But I think who you are from the time you're born until the time you die is that it's that same little voice inside you. And like you said, Barry, you still feel like you're 16. I think, I don't know that your soul ages, it's weird. I'm still that same person.
Yeah.
And I will be, I guess, till the end.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you get some of the edges knocked off a little bit. You start figuring yourself out. I look back at my 20s, man, and I'm like, God, that was a rough time. It was a great time. I mean, I think we had fun. At least I'm speaking for myself on that. I had a hell of a time. But just finding who you are, man, those first few years, into your 30s really is like tough, man, because you're just, there's no roadmap, and you're just like, oh, I thought that like when I was 30, I'd have my shit together, and I don't. And then I'm 45. I thought I had my shit together, and I still feel like I'm just a young person. But I think that's good. I think that's a good mental attitude to have about things. Mm-hmm. Always willing to learn.
Yeah.
Even
though I'm the same age as you guys, I'm still only 28. So some point in life, I'll figure out maybe what you old guys are talking about.
Yeah. I had a friend that turned 50 this year, and he goes, "Well, next year will be the second anniversary of my 49th birthday." It's hilarious, man. But yeah, it's cool, man. It's great to be alive, man, and and to have this show to be able to get together with you guys. It's a lot of fun, and we wanted to take today to just do something different and get off the beaten path a little bit, and take some of the stuff that we've gotten over the last few months, and we got some videos, we got some write-ins and stuff, and it's really, I think people are going to dig it. It's really a pretty fun ride that we're about to go on.
Yeah. So as you can tell by Mr. Hubbard being here, the theme of the episode is going to be either Bigfoot or write-ins. And because he is the resident Bigfoot expert and voice of the listener, Mr. Jeff Hubbard is our special correspondent. And today it's write-ins. We've accumulated a batch, all from past guests. And like was said before, we have video clips and we have photographs to go with each of our stories. And we've got, four different ones that we discuss, and we'll be discussing, looking at these in real time, and as we're, and our thoughts on them. And so it's a fun episode, and it's a participation episode with you guys at home listening, or, in your car listening. And if you're in your car listening and you're driving, we ask that you please do not look at the videos and photos while driving. Pull over to the side of the road, find a safe place, and watch there. And so I guess, hey, Jeff, since you are the voice of the listeners, you're the stand-in for this week, I'm going to ask you, Mr. Hubbard, special correspondent, resident Bigfoot expert, and voice of the listener, what are your weird stories?
Okay, well, we have we're lucky today, guys, to have a write-in from one of our past guests. It's Justin.
Cool.
Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead with this one. In 2016, I went to Cuba. Before I went, my cleaning ladies warned me to stay away from the people dressed in all white because they're brujas and brujos. I don't know if they're actually Santeria or what, but that's what they told me. While there, I saw those folks in every town I visited. They always kept to themselves, and I never approached one. Unrelated, maybe, but I bought a lot of art while I was there. One piece was a small 6x12-ish stretched canvas of a figure sitting cross-armed on a red solo ball with their head down so you can't see their face. Above them is a silver Che coin affixed to the canvas, centered within an upside actual horseshoe, also affixed to the canvas. I never thought much about it until we hung it on the wall. 2 people commented that it was satanic or evil looking. I didn't think so. Like someone who calls Metallica evil because they're heavy metal. I discarded their opinions as bad taste. But it's the only piece that Cuban Customs gave me a hard time about and almost confiscated it. And B, my wife is convinced it's got power, like a cursed object or something. And C, after taking it down and hiding it in the garage so she wouldn't burn it or something, it's set in storage for a year. Then in our new house, we recently moved in a month ago, we hung up all the art about a week ago. We put it up, convinced there was nothing to it. Then my 3-year-old walks by and noticed it after a week. All of the art, all over, a painting of a giant dog, cars, tons of stuff. The only one that he comments on after a whole week is the horseshoe one, saying, "It scares me." So again, we take it down. I will say that during the period that we had this hanging over our master bedroom door, there was a lot of negativity in the household. And that's what he's got.
Wow.
There. Yeah.
All right, so now I'm sending you guys the images that Justin forwarded to me.
Okay.
And take a look and see what you think. He and I talked a little about them, but take a look and see what you think.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Now, initially, this is for something in my mind, and we'll have these for online as well, but like my initial thoughts was something that was going to be a little bit more folksy looking, and this is definitely more contemporary looking.
Right. Wow.
So I'll describe for everybody at home. So there's this canvas, and it's got a white background, and it's got it's very impasto. So it has some texture, like kind of some like splattered paint, or like a plastered wall might have some textures on it. So it's got some kind of dots, blobs and lines and stuff. At the very center, we have this seated figure, and you can't tell if it's male or female. To me, it seems like it's kind of androgynous.
Yeah.
Like it could be either, because the arms look kind of masculine, but the chest and the hair make it look kind of feminine. So, and the head is down. One leg is kind of sitting on it's sitting. One leg is kind of up, and then the other's down where you can't see. And the arms are crossed down in front by where the ankles would be, and the left arm is in front of the right arm. Underneath the figure is the red kind of ball sphere thing, and it's got some shading on it, and it's got a white star in the center. And above the star, below the figure, are some lettering, some symbols. And it looks like it's like maybe Roman numbers.
Yeah.
But then there's also some non-numeral Roman letters in it. But also it could be maybe that these are Greek. Justin thought maybe originally it's Cyrillic, which is the Russian alphabet at first. And I thought maybe it was that too. But then I looked at it more, and it seemed more Greek to me. Above the figure, running kind of like parallel to the top of the head, there's a kind of like a black kind of figure that it maybe kind of looks like a cloud. Maybe it's got it's fat in the center, and it tapers out to the sides. Above that directly is the Che coin. Che Guevara, so it's a Cuban coin, and it's arching over the coin and connecting to the black mass is a horseshoe with the horseshoe pointing down, which is opposite of what you normally see.
Yeah, for luck.
And,
I think, for luck, you do have it turned up.
Yep.
Upside.
Right.
Huh.
And then around the on top of the eye, there's more letters, but these definitely look more like Greek lettering to me. And then if you look closely at the around the coin, you'll notice these kind of rays coming off of it.
Yeah.
But on top of it, the rays kind of are longer, and I'm fairly certain there's there's some blackish around behind the coin, and I'm fairly certain that's like an eye. So it's like the coin is in the center of an eye,
Right.
like either an all-seeing eye or
that's what I
something
thought.
like that. So it looks. To me, I agree with Justin. It doesn't look real evil, but it's very graphic and it's very interesting.
Yeah.
But it has symbology in it. You can tell there's something.
That's what it looks like to me too. It looks like there's a purpose for all of it. Mm-hmm. It's fascinating, man. I wonder. Go ahead.
The title is Huhas or Huhas. It's Huehas, and that does not translate to anything.
Okay. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
I don't know a ton about Santeria. If that's what this is. If this is sort of in dedication to something like that. I don't know, man. I don't know what to think about it, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's something I'd want hanging in my house, but it is fascinating, man.
Yeah.
It is an interesting piece.
And some of the things other to it, so it's obviously from Cuba, which is, a communist country, loosely communist now. It's kind of but still, historically communist for the past, 60 years or whatever. It has so you've got the red ball with the white star.
Right.
And that could be some kind of communist symbology. There's Che, who was, one of the leaders of the communist revolution there. So, and then you have the letters that maybe are Cyrillic.
Yeah.
But then again, we couldn't tell for sure. And it could be a mix of all sorts of things. But, it'd be really cool to know what it said.
Yeah.
But it's
I wonder if there's anyone out there that might have an inkling as to what this is. Any folks that know about that part of the world. It certainly is fascinating. I'll tell you that much, man. I mean, that is, it draws you in, like there's something about it that is just, it's compelling. And again, purposeful, and I just don't know what to make of it. But if he's saying that there's negativity that has come from this thing, I would maybe pay attention to that, but I just don't know enough about it. It's kind of like what he was talking about with reference to music and stuff. It's like, back in the Satanic Panic days, people wanted to pigeonhole bands and music to be something that it wasn't. Now, some of those bands were what they were, but oftentimes it was theatrical in a way,
right?
Kind of like like your horror movie genre.
Right.
This is different, it seems to me, but I feel unqualified to say what it is. Also, what's interesting too is the drips of the red and the black paint that drips down, and a little bit of the white there, like that Jackson Pollock-y kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know what that is all about either, but man, if you're a listener and you could take a look at this and tell us what you think.
And I'll tell you, the drawing of the figure is really phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very it's very photorealistic,
Yeah.
and like it's definitely like, I don't know. It's really nice. It's really well done. There's a thing on the knee, just below the head.
Right.
If you zoom in,
Is that hair or not?
well, see, that's what Justin thinks, and I kind of see that too. But other people have said to him they think it's a anchor. But I also said it kind of looks like a vagina.
The hair is wild, right? I mean, the hair looks.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe where people are getting the demon vibe, because it kind of has a menacing kind of a, I don't want to say goat-like, but weird, just a weird thing, man. I don't know, man.
Well, I
weird.
think that the cloudy thing behind adds to that. I think if you took the that away from the figure wouldn't look as well. It's still going to look dark, but just simply how it's rendered and how the position that the head down and stuff like that's very gloomy kind of a thing. But
Right.
I think that, and then like, but you've got the coin and the eye and the horseshoe being upside down is a real big, to me, it seems a real big thing. And then whatever the mysterious, text is.
Yeah.
So
It's interesting. Thanks, Justin,
It
for
is.
sending that, dude. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys are doing okay.
yeah. Well, he said that he took it down again once the 3-year-old said, that scares me. So
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah. It'd make a heck of an album cover.
Yeah, no shit.
It is. That's pretty cool cover art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild, man. That's cool.
All right.
Okay, let's see here. I believe we've got another write-in story. This one is from Ashley, another guest that was recently on. I'll just get into this one. I've got something for you guys. It's not enough for an episode or anything, but I figured you guys would find this interesting. I completely forgot about this, so I didn't mention it in my episode. This was from a few months back. I was coming out to rock the baby in the chair, and I walked into the living room and see the painting above my other chair rocking. It did this for a solid 2 minutes. I didn't pull my phone out to record immediately because I figured it would stop as soon as I did, but it didn't. It just kept rocking, whereas none of the other paintings were doing anything. It was freaky. I'm going to send you the video. Okay, and so let's watch that video real quick.
Okay. Sending video now. Now. Did it come through yet?
Not yet.
Oh,
Okay.
there we go.
Okay, here it came to me.
Let me know when we want to push play.
Okay. I mean, have you watched a play? Go ahead.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Holy shit. Oh
That.
my lord, dude.
And we'll try to have this
Holy
video
shit.
for the Instagram as well. So what we're seeing,
Holy
everybody, is a video of a painting, just a canvas that's hung on the wall, and it is rocking back and forth on its own consistently. It's not speeding up or slowing down or moving momentum. It's rocking back and forth consistently. and she pans across to other
Wow.
paintings that she has on her wall, and none of none of the other ones are moving.
Damn, man.
That is amazing.
That is crazy, man.
All right. So go ahead and continue with the letter, I think.
Okay, let's see. I just happened to come across the video while cleaning out my camera roll. So the painting Rocking is a painting I did of a strawberry. The other paintings on the walls were given to me from friends. It was only my painting that was moving. Freaky, right? None of this stuff happened until the cemetery incident. But I can't really say I feel harm or scared here. Just freaky stuff that happens every now and then. I plan to keep you guys updated. There isn't much that goes on recently besides a shit ton of orbs we catch constantly on the nursery camera. Like a lot, all at once. But I think I've read that those can be debunked by different things, so I can't say for sure.
Wow.
But I have recordings of the orbs disappearing into the walls.
All right,
So
I'm going to... yeah, sorry.
You've got another video.
I've got to send you that video.
Okay.
Damn.
But so, and while I'm doing that, we can discuss your thoughts on the on that first one, because it is
it's wild. It's deliberately moving. You can tell.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like, it doesn't seem to me that it's like caught in some sort of like air current or something like that.
Mm.
It's like it's rocking. Like,
it's not
on
like
purpose.
gently swaying.
Right.
It is rocking back and forth at a consistent speed. And when, she says she walked in on it, right? And she's watched it, figuring that it's going to stop.
Yeah.
And she watched it for a couple of minutes because she thought, oh, I won't have time to break out my phone and record any of this. And of course, it didn't stop. And so she then got her phone out and she recorded.
That is so weird.
It is weird. And the way it's going back and forth, I mean, it's a fairly large painting. So you would think that, the way, however it's hung on the back, it's probably hung, higher up towards the top would, kind of the lever action of how it, and I don't know. I mean, most of the paintings that I have hanging in my house, maybe the top of the painting might be separated from the wall, but the bottom part of the painting would probably be, kicked back against the wall. And so if I tried to swing any paintings like that in my house, the friction from the bottom of the painting, the back of the painting rubbing against the wall would stop it.
Yeah.
Relatively quickly.
Yeah.
And so this thing seems to be, I don't know if it's, how it is hung back there, but it seems to be that none of the painting is actually touching the wall, so it's swinging freely.
That's weird.
I would say that I'd say it's probably hung on like a nail, a single nail, which would give it that pivot point back and forth right there, like in the center. But it, like you said, it is. I would guess that that's probably a 20 by 24 inch painting, if not a little bit larger, by the size of the canvas. I'm guessing roughly. And the thing that gets me the most is that you can sit there and you can watch it and you can watch it and you can watch it, and it's rocking consistently. It's like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Like it doesn't slow down. It doesn't go 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. It's just boom, 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 boom. And she said there's nothing, weird about it. Nothing. No bad feeling or anything like that about it. It's just it happened, and of course it happened after everything that happened at the cemetery there with her mom.
Right. That's crazy, man. Wow.
That is crazy.
That's pretty compelling video. I mean,
Yeah.
without not going, to the home and checking everything out. Like just what I'm seeing on the video is pretty damn interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know how you explain that.
I don't either. That is so weird.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. And again, we'll try to have that up on the, or if we can't get the video, we'll try to have some stills up on the web
Where
the
does she live
website
on
or
the,
on the Instagram.
Does she live on the East Coast?
South Carolina? Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, earthquakes are not common there
No.
at all. So,
And if it was an earthquake, all of the paintings would be shaking.
You'd
right.
think.
Because,
Yeah.
but remember that it's the only one. It's the only
Right.
one that she did. Like the rest of her paintings were gifts from friends. That was one that she herself made. So whatever is doing it purposely to connect to her, to acknowledge like this is, because that's something that she
Yeah,
did herself personally.
it's wild.
And it recognizes.
is.
So,
Cool
yeah.
video. Cool video, man.
Yeah, so thank you for that, Ashley.
Wow.
So, all right, so now watch the.
Yeah.
This is so when she mentioned orbs, I was like, well, go ahead and send.
Yeah, I've been watching it. It's pretty wild. This is wild. Have you
Okay,
seen
I'm
it?
going
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Hub,
let's see.
It's around.
It's around the
14, 15. Yeah.
Yeah, look right
Okay.
around the door.
Okay. Oh, I saw one go by
Yeah.
right away.
Then more towards the crib area, in the center, you'll see some.
Oh, they streak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's got a tracer.
It's wild.
yeah. So,
Yeah. Go ahead.
so these are from the baby's room, the baby's crib. She sent another one to me, and I'll send that to you in a second. But like, she says, she heard that orbs can be debunked fairly easily, and I get they can, I suppose. A lot of people say they're dust or they're insects. But
That one
dust,
looks like a comet, dude.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It does.
Dust and insects don't leave trails like that, and they don't move straight lines like that.
It hits the door and then another one goes off like at the door. You see that? That first trail that you see there? It hits the door and then another one next to it sort of explodes. Kind of like a firework.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, boom. The second one right next to it. And then they go ahead, Hub.
Oh, I was just going to say, you see a lot of orbs in still shots, it seems like, but in video, it seems kind of seems rare to see.
There's a bunch of there. I keep catching more as I watch.
Mm-hmm.
I keep catching more that are coming toward the camera or that sort of come from the back, and and then sort of up toward the camera.
So now the ones that float up, those to me seem more like the type that would potentially be dismissed as like dust motes, right?
Right.
Because they're just kind of floating and they could be riding on the air currents. Whereas
check the hold on. I just check at 22 seconds, dude.
Okay.
Coming from the crib. Boom. And then there's another one faint. Another one. There's 3 of them. That's wild.
get there.
It comes from the top of the crib, and it's got a trailer on it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh,
and then another one. It's real faint. I don't know. It's wild.
You know what? Yeah. So like, and I didn't see that trailer at first. But again, these are all flying basically in straight lines, you know?
Yeah.
And they aren't behaving like dust, and they aren't behaving like insects.
Yeah.
Because, you know, she would know if there's all sorts of insects in her house, but insects don't fly in straight lines. They're all over the place, you know? So again, these
Wild.
are, you know,
That's cool,
This is
man.
crazy.
Really
Yeah.
cool.
That is cool.
all right. So I got, here's the one more for you to check out.
Damn.
And this one has volume with her. It's as her little boy crying because he didn't want to go to bed. So go ahead and probably turn your volume down
Okay.
so that while you watch it. So
What are these? Is this?
these are from
camera,
the baby monitor.
Okay, are they? Is this night vision or is this like natural lighting in there? You know, I wonder if it's daytime or nighttime.
Well, it's nighttime. I mean, because she is putting the baby down to sleep. That's the wrong video there. I need to send you the other video. That would probably help if I sent the other video. But in this one,
We don't want your New York Times video, man.
You're
look, you're the one that asked me to find it, and I found it. So, all right, here it is. Should be. You got it? Did it come?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so you see the little guy, and he is not happy.
Yep.
He's got his little blankie there in his bundle, and he is doing him, boom, right above him.
Wow. Yeah. Shh.
oh,
That's creepy nonetheless. I mean, I hate to say it's creepy, but it is a little creepy.
And this one also, she said, whatever it was, affected the baby, the monitor. So if you watch, look how, as the thing, this one, okay, so describing for everybody at home who doesn't have the video, but we got the baby in the, you know, he's probably like 2 or I don't know. I don't have kids, so I'm guessing he's probably around maybe 18 months, 2 months,
Yeah.
2 years rather. I don't know.
yeah, that's
good.
probably right.
Good guess. Yep.
So above the kid, just to the right of the center of the frame, around the 9-second mark, you see this white thing start to come into the frame.
Yeah.
And it becomes like a dotted line. It doesn't have a trail of like a constant trail, like a comet trail, but it's a trail of like dots like behind it.
Right.
If you also focus on the child and watch how it gets distorted. So whatever it was in this one, she says messed up the camera. It froze the camera, and it was just weird. And that's a weird behavior for it as well, because it comes in at that part.
I see that. I
dot,
see that.
dot, dot.
Yeah,
Across.
he gets distorted.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is weird. That one has more of a solid appearance to it too. Like it's a physical, almost like a physical object.
Yeah.
The way and it's falling.
Wow. Yeah.
So that makes it look like gravity is affecting this.
That's wild. I don't know what to think about that.
That is strange, man.
Well, I don't think so much it's falling. I think that it's arcing across. But it looks like it's falling because of the angle of the camera. Because the camera is very like in the corner of the top of the room.
Yeah.
Looking down. So it gives that kind of a weird thing. But yeah, those are just,
crazy, man. Wow.
Yeah. So she's got a lot of activity going on.
Wow.
That she's just kind of dismissing.
Yeah.
And maybe rightly so.
Yeah. Wow. be careful. That's all I can say. Be careful. Because she's infatuated with the graveyard that her and her mom stumbled across, and they've been going back, or she's been going back to try to figure out what it is that they saw or felt there. And she says that she wasn't experiencing anything like that until that experience. So we've talked before about things following people home, and just be cautious. But
so I don't know if the orb videos are if they're from before or after the sea.
Yeah.
Potentially before, because it looks like the video is from the summer, so potentially before. I can't remember exactly. So,
well, either way, man, let us know on that, Ashley, if you would. But anyone else that are we going to put these up for people to see, or
I believe we're going to we're going to try to do that.
That'd be awesome. So. Cool stuff, man. Thank you for sending those
in.
Those
are cool.
Wow, we got a barrage of footage. I love it.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, like the visual aids with these write-in stories.
Yeah. It's awesome.
That's
awesome.
That's going the extra mile right there.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, that's a nice t-shirt you got on there.
Oh, thanks, dude. It's brand new. Do you like that? It's one of the official What's Your Weird Story t-shirts.
Where'd you get that?
It's funny that you ask. I just got it off the brand new Spreadshirt.com site for the What's Your Weird Story podcast. There's no www. You just go straight to shop.spreadshirt.com/what's without the apostrophe WHATS hyphen YER-WEIRD-STORY, and that'll take you right there.
I mean, you can never own enough clothing.
Well, it's true, Barry. There's t-shirts for the ladies because, they're cut differently. There's hoodies, which are really cool. There's 2 different kinds of hoodies, and there's also tote bags, so you can tote your stuff.
That's so cool, man.
So if you guys go out to Spreadshirt.com, What's Your Weird Story, currently there are 2 designs, but there will be more going up very soon. So just keep your eyes out for that. And if you decide to get one of their shirts, tag yourself on Instagram to ours or Facebook. Show your love. Show us what you got. Let's see your true colors. All right, so we got one more that is not a lot of info on it, but we do have pictures. And I think I sent these, but I'm going to go ahead and send them again. And there's a video, and the video is not as good. And actually, I just remembered I have another bit of video that was sent our way.
Sweet.
That I'm going to have to set. And all of these are return guests that have sent stuff. So you see, so I sent those, and
yeah.
So our friend Vinny, my friend Vinny, our friend Vinny, he sent these from his brother.
Wow.
And
do we know where these were taken about?
Yes. Sorry, I was trying to find the video for it to send you as well. All right. So I'm sending the video. So these are from his brother, and they were taken in Boardman. No, wait. Is that right? Hold on. Let me double check. I should have had this written down. Boardman, Ohio. And they were taken late September, early October.
Okay.
And Boardman, Ohio is on the eastern side of Ohio, about midway between, I think, Cleveland and Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Something like that, if I recall.
Wow. That is, yeah. Go ahead, explain what we're looking at.
So what we've got, and we'll have these again on the Instagram as well. It's night. It's kind of a partially cloudy night, but there's still some visibility. This is from a neighborhood, and what we've got is a triangle formation of lights in the sky that look kind of like maybe they're yellow or amber colored lights. And they are
very bright, not stars.
Very bright.
They are not.
Now,
stars.
also, there's one that has the triangle formation. You see the 3, and then there's a second picture where you have the 3, but you see in the distance
the fourth,
smaller one, fourth one. Yeah.
Wow.
So now the video, to me, the video is. I really can't get much from the video.
Yeah,
I see a little bit of a light. It's very short clip,
right?
And I can't see much, but yeah, man. I mean,
wild.
Again, very clear, very right there, and not. I mean, not a formation that we're playing.
No. I mean. I don't know, first of all, an airplane that would put off a light like that, dude.
Right.
That is like, it's almost like the objects themselves are radiating the light. It's not like they are like shooting the light out. You know what I'm saying? Like a spotlight. There's no rays coming off of it, at least that I can see. It just looks like they're just illuminated. And it looks like, hard to tell from the angle, but like that triangle piece that we're looking at there, if you don't, I mean, obviously that fourth one is what it is, but it's really looks purposeful. I don't know how far apart they are, but man, it is, I don't know. You don't have to convince me. It looks like a UFO formation of some sort, man.
For sure. That is really strange. I wonder how fast they were moving. Did you get any description of the speed or anything?
I didn't really get much from Vinny at all. I don't think he got a lot from his brother. I think he just got these images.
Have you guys seen? I don't know if you've seen this or not. I don't know where I saw this, but there's multiple pieces of footage of people from like. It's around the Carolinas, and they're out on a boat, and these objects look similar to these, and they're over like on the horizon, and there's like 30 or 40 of these things, these lights, like this. And it's like, that's what this reminds me of. It looks like that. They're illuminating like that. It almost looks like if you took one of those, those lamps that they throw out. You know what I mean?
Oh, the Chinese lanterns?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you let them go. That's what they looked like, but like bigger, obviously bigger than that, because they're way out there. And they're illuminating about like that, and they're just all across the horizon, and everybody's tripping out. They're like, "What is that?" That's what it looks like to me. Something like that.
Yeah, that's
wild.
The Chinese lanterns. I can't say for sure. Yeah, I told you guys the story about the 4th of July where I saw the Chinese lanterns, and for at least 2 years, I was convinced, that I had seen UFOs. I didn't make the connection until another 4th of July when I saw one moving across the sky. It was windy, and it was kind of moving, from left to right.
Yeah.
These other ones, it was a completely still night, and they were above me. But yeah, these appear to be, if you taking a look at the pictures, at least, well, you can't really tell, I guess, which way. Well, it does look like they're moving from left to right, because if you look, well, I don't know what sequence, I guess, the pictures were taken in.
Right.
But but there's definite movement in between the pictures that appears to be kind of a horizontal movement.
They look stationary to me. Gosh,
It's hard to tell from a picture,
Yeah.
But in the video, I can't really tell. It's so cool.
yeah, the video's
There's no
a lot
reference
more
point,
difficult to really see.
It's very interesting.
Well, between the two pictures, like I'm looking at the cloud formation, and I mean, it doesn't look like there was very much time between the two that had passed. They really don't change formation. The one on the rightmost seems to maybe go up or go in or go out a little bit closer, and then of course there's the one without the one with just the 3 dots. But it could be the flare from the house light or sheet light that's covering up the fourth one in the picture.
Yeah.
So
Cool stuff, man. Cool
That is
stuff.
cool. All
right.
Those are good pictures.
all right, so one more video, and all right, you got it? You watching?
Yeah.
So I'll describe this video. This is it's a parking lot. You can tell it's a parking lot, and it's at night. And you see basically kind of in the center of this parking lot, you see the road lights, the parking lot lights, but there's just above those and in the distance there is a light in the sky that's a singular point of light that is just fixed and otherwise starless sky. And it's not a star. Because you can see it's kind of slowly moving.
Yeah.
It is slowly moving.
Yeah, man. Wow.
And it's I don't know where you're at, but it's kind of going over. It's moved and it's moved across,
Yeah.
and then it's kind of going up a little bit, and it's going up. Went behind that one light, but it came back out, but it's also getting more smaller. You can see it's getting more distance away, and then just kind of
Wow.
fades away.
Fading out.
Wow.
See it?
Now, where was this taken?
This is taken. This was taken by our friend Lonnie.
Wow.
And it was taken in New Mexico, and he said it was that was hovering over some kind of Air Force. I believe it was Air Force installation place.
Wow.
I can't. I don't remember if he said it was NORAD or not, but yeah. And that was taken, with probably like mid-October.
Okay.
So
again, the light looks like it's illuminating from the craft.
Yeah.
And they're not lights like dotted lights like you would normally see on an on an airplane.
Yeah, it's solid, it's consistent, it's not blinking.
Mm-hmm. Man.
And it's, like it there's audio on the video, but it's him talking to somebody else about what he, kind of what he's seeing there. And it's not, you can't hear a thing from the vehicle or whatever it is, assumed vehicle, I should say.
It's weird because it starts out just kind of sitting there and then it starts to move. It looked like to me, I could be wrong, but it looked like it sort of sat there for a minute in a spot and then started to move across the sky. And then, wow, I don't know.
There's a good 40 seconds where it appears to be just stationary or hovering before it starts moving from the right to the left.
Yeah. And if you guys remember Lonnie's stories, he's got some crazy UFO stuff. Lots and lots of UFO stories. So this corroborates what he was talking about before, seeing these things out there in the Colorado, New Mexico area.
Yeah. I'm going to try and play it with the audio and see if you can hear that.
What's up, man? How you doing? Good. Have you ever seen a UFO over a military base?
No.
Jose, you got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ven afuera, ahí está un UFO.
¿Qué parte?
Sur.
What side, Rudy? The Lonnie, by the parking lot or the front?
The south parking lot. It's turning off its lights. You're going to miss it.
Wow. Thank God for technology.
Right?
Oftentimes I hate technology, but for this kind of stuff, I love it, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
we're living in a time where people can actually capture these things, and it's so cool. And you know, you can tell. I mean, that's an honest reaction to what's going on. It's just so cool, man. Put you there. It's really a compelling piece of footage. Really cool, man.
That is cool.
I like how he's like calling his people up, his friends up, and he's like, "Hey, check it out!" And then some random dude, he's like, "Hey, you ever see UFO over in military base?"
You're looking at one now, dude. That's awesome.
And he's so like Lonnie's so like even keeled about everything, and this is because he's definitely not his first rodeo by any means,
right?
On this, so
that's awesome, man. Thank you, Lonnie, for sending that, man. It's really cool, really cool.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
So cool, man. Hey, honestly, keep this stuff coming, guys. I mean, we love it, and it's perplexing and it's interesting, and it's cool that we have friends that are sending this stuff, and it's different from getting it from somebody we don't know, of course, but knowing that they've been on the show, it's really cool, really cool.
Yeah. So send us all your goods, send us your stories, even if you don't have audio, video, or photographic evidence and clips. We don't care. We just want to hear your stories. So so write in your stories. If you're not a talker, and we understand that some people are better at communicating their stories through writing, or prefer to write over talking. That's why we have our special correspondent, resident Bigfoot expert, and voice of the listener here, Mr. Jeff Hubbard, to read your stories. So send those in, and, send us images of your UFOs and of your haunted artifacts, and, whatever you got. If it's weird, if it's, unusual, let us know. Send it in. We'll talk about it. We will post it to the social medias, and, you can just, we'll add it to the archives of Weirdsville.
That's right. Really, really cool stuff, man. I'm super stoked. I had no idea that this is what we were going to talk about, so it's cool to be surprised and to see this stuff. Kind of the way we do things is getting honest reactions to stuff. It's one of those times when it's like, oh wow, like we got some stuff to listen to and to look at and try to figure out what's going on, and just great. It's great to have Hub here and talk about this stuff.
Yeah, it's good to be here, guys, and I do. I appreciate the listeners sending in things and kind of keeping me involved here. So we had some really cool stuff to look at today. All the visuals and you know, we watched them in real time here on the air. So like Barry said, the honest reaction, it's a lot of fun. It really is.
Say, Barry.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest job you've ever had?
That's a good question. It would either have to be the time that I worked at a cattle feedlot or the time that I worked for a Greek painter.
Were you his model?
Not quite.
Well, you know, it's funny because one of my weirdest jobs was being a model in art school, but it was portraits, not full body nude. The reason I'm asking is because those jobs may be kind of normal, but we know people are out there that have weirder jobs than that. Maybe you're a mortician. Maybe you're a scientist trying to bring back the dinosaurs or the woolly mammoth.
That'd be cool.
That would be really cool. If you guys out there have weird jobs, unusual jobs, crime scene photographer, maybe you worked at an adult educational film set, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. Just something that's unusual, out of the ordinary, and, you know, a little bit weird. Hey, those are cool stories too. We'd love to hear those. So give us a call or an email or whatever. You know how to get a hold of us. Be part of the community of Weirdsville. Well, Hub, I know that we have one more bit of a news story that you dug up for us to share.
Oh,
to
yeah.
everybody. It is weird. It is unusual. It's true crime.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
This is Jeff sent it. He wanted to share this. So and also it's not Bigfoot related, but it's potentially one that any squeamish listeners might want to avoid.
Right.
So take it away.
Yeah, man. This is kind of breaking news out of Southeast Oklahoma. I guess we can say it is a little bit Bigfoot related because that's kind of, you know, the hotbed for Bigfoot activity in Oklahoma's down around in the Kiamishi Mountains. So we found out earlier this week, I guess today is October 25th, that there were a couple fellas live in a cabin down there in Southeast Oklahoma, and they've been advertising their services on certain websites for castration. Okay, so if you want a kind of an initial sex change type of operation, they'll do it for you. And apparently,
it's not. It's not a sex change per se because they're.
Yeah, it's kind of like the first step.
It's castration. It's for. I mean, it's a fetishization of like. It's where you get sopranos or falsettos, or I can't remember, but castrati.
Castrati. Yeah.
That was the when they used to castrate boys. So in the church, they used to do this so that they would have a high angelic voice and would sing in this really beautiful high angelic voice.
Sounds worth it.
Natural. That is not natural. Well, the castrati really usually didn't have a choice in the thing, because I'm talking Middle Ages and and stuff. So, but it's
also, hey, side note here, there's a rumor out there that Michael Jackson was chemically castrated.
Yes. That's come up.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. I believe that his the doctor his last doctor, whatever his name was the one who put that information out, because he's trying to say a lot of things were, messed up with Michael. And, of course, we don't know for sure one way or another, but we're just spreading on. But what I was getting to is that the castration is not necessarily a sex change per se.
Right.
It could lead to, definitely there's part of where they will remove the testicles for a sex change, and, or gender reassignment, whatever, there's all sorts of different names for it now, but I don't know. I'm sorry. I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, that's cool.
So what the hell? So
carry on.
Okay.
I'm trying to wrap my head around what the fuck is going on here. What now?
Oh, okay.
These two guys want to cut your nuts off.
Yeah, they will cut your nuts off, and they will do it for free. Wow. No charge.
Wow.
No charge. Okay, so we had a gentleman who, I guess, in doing some research on the internet, came across these two fellas down here in Southeast Oklahoma. This guy is from Virginia.
Okay.
He flies to Dallas. I guess these two guys go down to Dallas, pick him up, drive him back up to their cabin, and he's looking to get castrated. Okay, and so he comes in. I don't know, what kind of things were said. They put him on the table. I guess the table was lined with a bunch of hospital gowns and things like that. They had some type of medicine. I don't know if it's Novocaine or some kind of numbing medication that they shot him up with.
Yeah.
One gentleman, the older of the two, I think these two guys, one was 53, one is 42, and they're legally married here in Oklahoma.
Okay.
These two gentlemen are. One guy's performing the operation, and the other one, I guess, is kind of his surgical nurse. Yeah, because he's handing him instruments.
Okay.
So anyway.
This sounds totally legit, by the way.
Right. They get down to business. They cut this guy's nuts out or off. Right?
Yeah.
So after they come out, the guy that's acting as the surgeon, he proclaims to the patient, he says, "I'm a cannibal." And he laughs. And he says, "I'm going to eat these."
No, really?
So this kind of freaks the patient out, right?
Of course.
And so I don't know if they stitch him up or what, but then they're like, "Yeah, we're cannibals. We're planning on eating these. We've got some other frozen body parts in the fridge. Would you like to partake in some cannibalism with us?" And he's like, "Nah,
I'm good.
I really don't want.
I just wanted my nuts cut off. That's all I want."
Right. That's it. And so anyway, I guess there were some complications because the next day, the patient wakes up and he's kind of laying, I think, in kind of a pool of blood. He's bleeding more than he should be.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I need to go to the ER. I need an ER. And the guys at first are like, no ERs, no doctors. So I don't know how, but he convinces them.
So these guys aren't doctors?
Well, they did. They were pegged. One of the charges against him was practicing medicine without a license in the state of Oklahoma.
Right.
So, yeah, they are now. But the guy, the lead guy, the surgeon, quote unquote surgeon, said he has 15 years of experience doing procedures like this. So I don't know how many people have come and gone in the past, but he also did say that they had like 4 or 5 guys lined up, maybe towards the end of the year and into next year.
Wow.
That were coming for the same procedure.
Wow.
So anyway, somehow the patient talked them into taking him to the McAllister hospital.
Yeah.
I don't know if like they were starting to question whether he was going to live or not. I don't know how bad off he was, but as they were driving him to the hospital, they told him, if you die on the way to the hospital, we're going to dump your ass in the woods.
Yeah.
And so, and bury you. So they also mentioned that they had a guy die on the table one time, and I think that's what they did with him. Either I don't know if they ate him or if they just buried him. But anyway, they drop him off at the McAllister Hospital. He gets treatment, and they told him to say that he had done this to himself, that he did it to himself. Well, he didn't say that. And when they showed up to visit him to see, I guess kind of to check on his welfare.
Yeah.
And they were both arrested.
Wow.
On the spot right there.
Now, have they uncovered the body parts or anything like that? Do we know anything more about that? Or
well, they had a freezer in their bedroom that appeared to have frozen testicles.
Oh my Lord!
In the freezer.
Wow!
So it's just the nuts. That's all they were interested in.
I guess. I mean, I don't know if there were other. I mean, this is kind of unfolding. I don't know how many of the details have been released. Just yet, but
wow.
Because it seems like if they were true cannibals, then having the patient die on the way to hospital and just throwing him in the woods would be a waste of meat.
Kind of wasteful. Yeah.
So I guess maybe it was just the testicles, the mountain oysters, the mountain oysters. They were
wow. I grew up working for my dad on a cattle feedlot, and I once saw a guy after we nutted some bulls. He ate a raw nut whole, which is
those
probably
things are big.
Oh, they're huge, and
they could be as big as a potato.
Oh, they're huge, man. They're huge. I just don't understand it. I mean, the fetish thing, like I've heard, I don't know what the condition's called, but some people like, they have this thing where it's like they want their limbs cut off. You ever heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
So like they'll have this thing, this drive to like, I need to cut my fucking arm off. You know what I mean? Or I need to cut my legs off. Like, I wonder if it's that kind of a thing that they're preying on, people like that are wanting something. I don't know why else you would do that. I mean, if you're getting a sex change, that's one thing, but if you're just wanting to chop your nuts off for whatever reason, like
a music career,
right?
Well, yeah, it is. I think that there is I think there might be some correlations, but I think there's also difference because often it's people want to lose an arm or a leg or a hand or something like that because there's some kind of condition or illness. I don't know what exactly it would be, but a mental issue where they feel like having that one limb or whatever it is they want to get rid of would makes them feel complete.
Right. And
like you said, they have that drive and that ambition, and it is a kind of a it's a weird thing, and people do that, but and usually, they do it themselves, and usually they botch it in some way or another.
Right.
If and obviously this is all underground kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like you would have to be, I don't know if it's on the dark web or deep web or whatever they call it, but it seems like that would be definitely something for it.
Yeah.
These dudes that are doing it, there's obviously something. I mean, if they're eating human stuff, there's obviously something wrong with that. Again, with it's his own body. He can, cut off or have cut off whatever he wants, you know. But again, like I don't think it was a sex change operation per se, because that's way more involved than just, you know, removing the testicles. And
Right.
That's a whole other complicated thing, because they had to do instruction, and they don't just, you know, I don't believe they do it a step at a time. We're like, okay, today the nuts, tomorrow
Yeah.
the shaft, or whatever. You know, they do all sorts of stuff. They have to do it kind of there together, I guess. I don't know. But needless to say, the biggest concern here, I think, is the cannibalism. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. You know, I was kind of thinking, maybe what a conversation between these two guys would be like in anticipation of this guy coming from Virginia. And, you know, I was kind of thinking, you know, maybe they'd be like, I can't remember what their names are, but I was just kind of thinking, hey, how big do you think this guy's nuts are going to be? Because I'm hungry, man. I hope they're huge. But I would imagine that they would have a conversation like that.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope these are beautiful, large. You know, plenty. You know, you get one, I get one. I don't know.
That's so
Maybe
great.
we'll batter these.
Batter them, cut them, slice them, like calf fries.
Yeah.
Fuck me, man. Well, it's an unfolding story. I can't wait to hear more.
Yeah, you'll have to keep us updated.
I will. And, you know, this is so odd that it would not surprise me if there isn't some kind, you know, as more information comes out about these two, that maybe if there isn't some kind of a documentary or something done
gotta be
about this, because it's just so odd.
It's wild. I remember when I was, you know, of course, everybody knows the Dahmer story. Mm-hmm. And, you know, because I think we're fascinated, or at least I'm fascinated by that idea of the cannibal and the drive to do these things like that. And if you have willing participants that are willing to give up a body part in order for them to enjoy their whatever you want to call that, their mental illness or their fetish, I mean, just don't have them do the surgery. I mean, I don't know if that's something you could ask the doc. Hey, could you put my nuts in a jar and then I gotta deliver these things.
I think, you know, like probably like 50 years ago, probably no problem. They give you a styrofoam cup and to go, and you're good. But nowadays, there's so many laws about, you know, biohazard, you know, bio waste. And all this stuff. So that's part of why. Plus, you know, there is this huge taboo, not eating other people, you know, for food. You know, I mean, and typically, I believe cannibalism is, at least in the States, I think it's pretty much universally illegal. But again, I'm not the lawyer. So Jeff, you'll have to do some research on.
Yeah, I'll look into that. I would imagine. I would imagine any. You know, I think, like you said, there's a proper disposal of any type of human appendage or anything that's taken out that, like you said, it's a biohazard. It probably does need to be. There's guidelines, I would imagine, that for proper disposal. And one thing I do think. I think that they were charged with maybe improper handling of.
You think so? I think so. I think that's the least of their issues, man. Wow. So, holy shit,
interesting
man.
Story, and gosh, I don't know. I think we're going to hear some more about it as more information comes out.
Oklahoma is the gift that keeps on giving in these COVID times, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if COVID really slowed down their operation down there.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I wonder how many people he said he'd been doing it 15 years. Who knows? But I wonder how many people they've done that to, the castrated.
Yeah. We'll find out, I'm sure. Amazing. Thanks, Hub.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, no problem, guys.
Appreciate
Yeah,
Very, very weird, very interesting story to bring to us. We do appreciate that.
Oh, man.
Whew. Hey everybody, you're listening to the What's Your Weird Story podcast. You probably knew that already because you're listening or downloaded to the episode off of your iTunes or your Spotify or whatever place you get your podcast from. We want to thank you for listening. We also want to remind you to like us, follow us, subscribe to us, make sure that you get your new podcast episode every week. We'd also like to ask you to rate and review so that we can grow our audience and we can have more friends, we can have more stories. So thanks for listening to What's Your Weird Story.
Wow. Again, we had a great time. Great stories, great videos, great write-in stories, and thank you guys again for all the participation. We love this kind of stuff, and we appreciate you guys taking time out of your life to share with us.
Yeah, thank you, Justin, for sending that in, and Ashley, and Lonnie, and our buddy Vinny as well. And it's all fun. It's weird because we had gone quite a while without having actually any write-ins, and then these all came in within like a few days of each other. So
that's cool.
Very, very cool. And thanks again for all of those. And thank you, Jeff. I guess thank you for your news story there.
I'm going to have nightmares, man.
Yeah, man. Just because you see it on the internet and just because it's free doesn't mean that you should pursue it and actually, follow through. So I don't know. Just be careful out there. Don't take every offer that is placed in front of you.
Especially medical offers, and especially by people who are, anything in your junk area, any kind of cutting involved. Be do a little research, maybe. Or avoid that altogether if possible. Yeah,
guard them nuts, man. Guard them nuts.
Look. If you want them taken out, make sure pay somebody some good money. To do that.
Right.
So it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it in the long run, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what I've always said about tattoo work. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes.
Pay a lot of money and go to somebody that's reputable. You know.
That's good advice. It's good advice.
Otherwise, you're going to end up with
nuts.
With no nuts. And if you go for a tattoo for somebody who's out of their home and you end up with no nuts, well, you got a problem. You got a problem. I'm not going to say you deserve that. That's definitely not how it goes. But but you definitely should reconsider a lot of things there. So
definitely.
Yeah. I don't know. It's still touchy subject, I suppose.
Well, hey, thanks again to our past listeners that continue to reach out to us and provide us with content. It's really cool, and anytime we get to have Hub on is a good time. It's nice to be able to get him on and get his angle on stuff. And we had a bunch of stories that neither one of us knew about, or some stuff that Adam didn't know about, or whatever. And that's kind of like the way that we like to do it. So very cool, and keep it coming.
Yeah. Remember, you can contact us through our various social media outlets, our Facebook page, our Instagram, our Twitter. You can send us an email at whatsyourweirdemail@gmail.com. You can call the hotline at 513-909-9821. That's 513-909-9821. And leave a message.
I like that. That's bolding it.
Yeah, so, yeah, that is bolding it, isn't it? So get a hold of us, and you can, send us your stories, get a hold of us, and join us, talk to us, tell us your stories. And, we appreciate everybody that's shared their stories and that are listening, and you guys are awesome, and you make it worth doing every week that we're here. We're winding down this year. We're going to keep going as long as we can with it. So send in your story so we can keep that going. So thanks again for joining us. Always a pleasure. Anytime you drop by, and we will have your little stool. We don't give him a real chair, but we'll have your Bigfoot stool there. And not actual Bigfoot stool, like not a Bigfoot turd, but a stool with Bigfoot on it. Illustration.
Well, I do appreciate it, guys. I appreciate you guys having me, and I've got to say thanks to the listeners for sending these stories in. It gives me something to do, and gives me a chance to get on here, and I appreciate it, guys. So thanks again for having me.
All right, cool deal. Well, everybody. We will see you next time with more stories of the unusual and the weird and the hard to explain and this wonderful world. So until then, be safe.
Be weird.
As always, if you have... We just wanted to make an addendum here to the write-in stories. Just to put everybody on track, I guess, make sure we're reporting things correctly. But regarding the eunuch makers that Jeff was telling us about there in Oklahoma. There's this Bob Lee Allen is 53 years old, and his partner Thomas Evans Gates were charged with conspiracy to commit unlicensed surgery, performing unlicensed surgery, maiming and assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. And apparently, yes, they are saying in most of the reports that I've found, because I wanted to fact check on this, that they are saying that it was a botched, like part of a gender reassignment surgery. So I guess that the gentleman who is not named, I don't think I saw his name, but the victim did want to get a gender reassignment rather than just becoming a eunuch, which is two different things.
Right.
So just wanted to clarify, because there are fetishes for being a eunuch. And I would say that's more of a fetish than I think that gender reassignment is not a fetish. That's a whole other thing. And then, there's all sorts of fetishes. Like Barry was sending me all these pictures of fetishes of people who put vacuum pumps on their testicles to make them huge.
That was not me. But hey, let your freak flag fly. It's all good. But no, it's interesting to say the least. But what a story! What a story!
Yeah. I remember being very young, and you might have even been there at this, but when my dad was farming still, so this would have had to been before 1986 when he got out of it. But going to the farm, and where they get new cattle, and the young bulls, and they bring them in, and they castrate them, mm-hmm. and they would take the testicles out, and they would throw them into a bucket.
Yep.
Just looking at these veiny things, being like those, not fully understanding what they were.
Yeah.
But also knowing kind of what they were.
Yeah.
To my probably 7-year-old mind, that if you got kicked there, it hurt. Boys had them, girls didn't. That extent.
Yeah.
But and then being told that they were going to fry them up and eat them.
Yeah.
And that people like doing this.
Yeah.
And of course, as a little kid, that's super gross. And to a lot of adults, that's super gross.
Yeah.
But I remember my dad just, he's like, here, try this. And I'm like, it's just try it. Just try it. If you don't like it, spit it out. But just try it. I want you to try it because, I want you to try new things. Right. In life. It's not going to kill you. It's going to just try it. Be open-minded, basically. That's what he's teaching me, this lesson. And so I tried it, and, as I remember, it did taste vaguely chickeny, I guess, like chicken nuggets.
Yeah. You get enough breading on there, and you're okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You get more bread.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of another story, and I know you're going to love this, but our buddy Jay, who we grew up with when we were little, especially, his dad was, he was a real cowboy.
Yep.
And this was about the time that chicken nuggets first started coming out. And so this is like early 80s. And just for everybody listening, our hometown was very small, as you probably know. We did not have McDonald's, and they fought to keep McDonald's out for years and years and years. And I don't think it was until the 2000s that they finally let one come into town.
Yep.
And probably, in my opinion, one of the worst things that could have happened to that town. But I digress. So we would see all these commercials about the new Chicken McNuggets, and they would have the Chicken McNugget Happy Meal, and it had the little puppet characters of the McNuggets talking to Ronald and stuff. Yeah. And so as little kids, first of all, who didn't have a McDonald's in their hometown, McDonald's was the shit. Yeah. If you got to go to McDonald's, that was such a rare treat. Yeah. That was more rare than like a birthday cake or something,
right. Yeah, that's right.
So if you got to go to McDonald's, it was just like, whoa, you would even eat cold McDonald's if that was brought, 30 minutes home from the nearest one.
Very true.
So I remember Jay went home one day, and there's this big mound of these chicken nugget looking things. And we had frozen chicken nuggets, or, you do that. So there's a big mound of chicken nuggets on the table. And Jay, asked Dad, "What are this?" And his dad, Junior, he said, "Well, those are those new Chicken McNuggets. Try one." And he's like, "Okay." So he got it and ketchup and ate it. He's, "Wow, those are great." So he eats just a ton of them, stuff in his mouth, eating just a ton of them, man. And just loving it. His dad just starts laughing, and and Jay's like, "What's so funny?" And he's, "Oh, nothing." And just keeps eating, and so finally when he's all full and done, and he's, "Oh boy, those were some good Chicken McNuggets." And his dad finally said, "Yeah, oh boy, those weren't Chicken McNuggets, those were calf fries." Those were testicles.
That's great. Oh, that sounds just like something he would do, man. That's hilarious. Doesn't it? That is hilarious.
So anyway, we wanted to add that little bonus bit of information and nostalgia for you all, just to clarify some points and to maybe end on something of a lighter note. So I don't know. So.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks again for listening, everybody. Tune in next week. We got more good stuff for you, and we will see. Oh, we got Andrew Berry.
Awesome. That's going to be a good one, man. He's got some really cool stuff and a really cool thing that he's working on.
Yeah. So join us next week. We'll talk to you then. Be safe.
Be weird.
As always, if you have a weird story, we want to hear it.
If you have a lot of them, we want to hear them all.
We can't do this podcast without your invaluable contributions.
Whether it's sharing your stories,
listening,
rating,
and spreading the word about the podcast. Thanks for listening. Till next time. Be safe.
Be weird.
The stories presented on the What's Your Weird Story podcast are, to our knowledge, true experiences that our guests have had. We can't take the time to research all claims made, and besides, it's just not as fun.